Have you ever wondered how Formula One drivers push flat out at 300 mph and still manage to finish the race without running out of fuel? Because here's the truth, they're not driving flat out all the time. In fact, some of the smartest driving in Formula One isn't about going faster, it's about saving fuel without anyone even noticing. Today I'm going to break down the hidden techniques F1 drivers use to save fuel during a race. And trust me, once you see it, you'll never watch a race the same way again. This is where racecraft becomes an art form. Let's start with the basics. Why does fuel saving even matter in a sport that's all about speed? In modern Formula One, fuel is strictly limited. Cars are only allowed 100 kg of fuel per race. And there's also a fuel flow limit, meaning drivers can't just burn fuel whenever they want. This is a critical constraint. This means if you push too hard early, you'll run out of fuel. If you save too much, you lose positions. So drivers must constantly balance speed and efficiency. Racecraft is about managing these finite resources over 300 kilometers. Every gram of fuel saved is a potential tenth of a second for later in the race. Now let's look at the most famous technique in the driver's toolkit, lift and coast. This is the most common technique. Instead of braking at the last second, drivers lift off the throttle earlier and let the car slow down naturally. What does this do? It reduces fuel usage, lowers brake temperature, and keeps tyres alive longer. It's a triple win for the race distance. But here's the clever part. They do it so smoothly that it's almost invisible to the casual viewer. You won't see it on TV, but on telemetry, it's obvious. On the telemetry, you see the throttle trace drop to 0 meters before the brake trace spikes. This gap is the coast phase, where the kinetic energy carries the car. Another powerful trick in the driver's arsenal is something called short shifting. Normally drivers push the engine to maximum RPM before shifting, but when saving fuel, they shift significantly earlier than usual. This uses less fuel, reduces engine stress, and keeps performance stable. It's about protecting the longevity of the power unit. It might cost a few tenths per lap, but over a race distance, it can be the difference between standing on the podium and retiring with an empty tank. Modern F1 cars are incredible hybrid machines. Drivers don't just manage fuel, they manage energy. They control engine modes, the ERS, energy recovery system, and battery deployment. It's a complex dance of electronics. When saving fuel, drivers reduce engine power and rely more on electrical energy. Instead of burning fuel on straights, they lean on the battery. This is why a car suddenly looks fast again. They've switched from saving mode to attack mode. They've harvested energy to use when it counts. Running behind another car isn't always a bad thing. In fact, it can be a fuel-saving goldmine. Yes, dirty air hurts downforce in the corners, but on the straights it actually helps save fuel. This is the power of the slipstream. With less air resistance, the car needs less power to maintain speed. Sometimes drivers sit behind another car on purpose. Not to overtake, but to bank fuel. Behind the scenes, drivers are constantly managing a target time given by their engineers. The delta. Race engineers will say, target +2, or lift 50 meters earlier. This means, don't push too hard, stay within a safe fuel window. Drivers adjust corner by corner to stay within this target. It's like driving with a stopwatch in your head, while racing at 300 kilometers per hour. Finally, let's talk about how fuel saving's actually a core part of the overall race strategy. Drivers might save fuel early to attack later, or save behind a slower car to ensure they have the energy to overtake at the end. So when you see a driver suddenly getting faster near the end, it's not luck, it's a perfectly executed plan, banking fuel when it wasn't needed to use it when it was. Next time you watch a race, remember, the driver in front might not be pushing flat out. They might be waiting for the perfect moment. That's the beauty of Formula One. It's not just about speed, it's about intelligence, management, and the ultimate balance. If you enjoyed this breakdown, like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. Which F1 technique should I explain next? Tyre management, DRS, or corner memorization? See you at the next race.